I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Doomsday Clock issue number 5. What kind of ripple effects do Rorschach and Adrian have coming to the DC universe? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last couple issues left off, Adrian Veidt is in the hospital clinging on to life after getting thrown out of a window by the comedian. It would seem that the media, including the Daily Planet, have dubbed Ozymandias a dangerous metahuman despite the fact that he's not. This is part of a bigger pushback against the Supermen theory proposed by Lex Luthor and the pushback against metahumans as a whole. Adrian manages to slip the cops that are holding him with ease, not without saving his cat, of course, and while he does, we see on television tensions between the United States and Russia are at an all-time high, after former Teen Titans Hawk and Dove got themselves arrested while dealing with the Rocket Red Corps. From there we check on in with Rorschach, Reggie, who is hitting up a costume store to try and get himself all fitted out. He's not alone, by the way. He's joined by Saturn Girl, the time traveler from the Legion of Superheroes who was also locked up in Arkham. Gotta admit, this is a pretty unlikely pairing, but I suppose Geoff Johns has been planting the seeds of Saturn Girl since DC Universe Rebirth number 1, so it's about time they pay off. And hey, from the Legion of Superheroes, we then check in with the remnants of the Justice Society of America. Johnny Thunder has escaped his nursing home and is looking for a place called All-American Steel. Why is that important? Well, before DC Comics was called DC Comics, it was called All-American Comics. Why would Johnny Thunder want to go to an old steel mill? Well, he's looking for his friend Alan's lantern. Oh, snap. Now, Batman, being the world's greatest detective that he is, manages to track down Adrian. He asks the very important question, what are you doing in my universe? Why are you monkeying around? And are you going to be a threat? This, as with starting most conversations with a guy who calls himself Ozymandias, leads to a philosophical debate. Adrian says the DC universe is worse now than his world ever was, teetering on the brink, and while everyone runs around and plays dress-up, he was busy at work actually trying to solve real problems like famine and fuel. Maybe at the end of the day, it was the childlike nature of the DC universe that attracted John, aka Dr. Manhattan, to this place. Batman, correctly assuming that Adrian is crazy, tries to grab him only to get knocked out of the owl ship right on top of a protest against, you guessed it, metahumans. Hey, now where did the two clowns, Marionette and Mime, get off to? Well, they've been working their way through Joker's henchmen right now, trying to find the clown prince of crime himself. Fearing for their life, Joker's gang tries to pay the two off, but once they realize there's no Nixon on this money, they know it's no good and they don't want it. We get a little bit more news footage, this time of Black Adam of Kahndaq saying that any persecuted metahumans are more than welcome to come to his nation to live free. Johnny, after getting chased by a bunch of crackheads, eventually does find the Green Lantern. He also meets up with Rorschach and Saturn Girl. The Joker finally makes his appearance known. Which one of the three Jokers is this? I don't know. Geoff Johns was supposed to be telling that story, but here he is. At first you think he's gonna pick a fight with Marionette and Mime, but then one of his henchmen tells him that Batman just fell from the sky, is all beaten up, and is ripe for the taking. And believe it or not, everyone, it's right there that the comic ends. So that's Doomsday Clock issue number 5, everyone, and if it feels like I jumped around a lot in this video, well, it's because the comic does that too. Once again, Doomsday Clock plays with a lot of interesting ideas. Geoff Johns does a bunch of really Alan Moore-ass writing tricks, but we're 5 issues in, and I would be lying if I said it doesn't feel like they were still setting up brand new storylines. Also, I know this storyline is supposed to take place at least 3 years into the future of the DC universe, but with delays it's already starting to feel kind of jarring, all the stuff that isn't lining up. Superman has his trunks again, Lois is working at the paper, even though Brian Michael Bendis is making a big deal about her not working there right now. More and more reading the background material is becoming important as huge stuff is happening in between the panels and in between the issues. While I certainly enjoyed the issue, I didn't enjoy it as much as some of the issues that preceded it. I would give it a 7 out of 10. So that's Doomsday Clock, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other videos. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you like this video and are feeling in a supportive mood, please check out my Patreon link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.